10-second warning. All right, everyone. Good evening. Sven's Media Madness, episode 7. And tonight we're going to do it like, I don't know. I think I heard a radio host once do an open mic night. That's what we're going to do tonight. I've got a couple of questions here that I usually get asked all the time, and I'm just going to answer those just to break up the routine a little bit. We are in Facebook month. I've talked about Facebook all the 6 episodes before. We had great success last time because I showed you a screen and actually how to do it, and we're going to do that tomorrow night most probably again, depending if I can do it tomorrow night. We'll see what happens. But anyhow, this is Sven Schaefer and Tony Tornado over here, the airplane that I once flew, and today I've got the shirt with a wing on and everything. To show that I'm an ex-pilot or whatever, whatever you wanna see like. But anyway, tonight is open question night, and as I said, I have a couple of questions from former sessions, from my customers, all kinds of stuff. So let's get right into it. Okay, one of the things I picked out was 5 things your website needs to show up on Google. Okay, 5 things your website needs to show up on Google. Okay, number one and 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 number one. Keywords. Ladies and gentlemen, without keywords on your website is never going to show up on Google. Period. Okay? So if you see your website as a house, or your whole social media or your media marketing as a house, the foundation are your keywords. And that's always going to be the first thing. And those keywords don't only go on the website, they go on all your social media. Okay? This is like the Bible of online marketing. Keywords. Okay, you gotta find your keywords. Now let's talk really quickly about keywords. We could talk the next 15 hours, and you know me, I can talk 15 hours. I'm kind of the how do you call it? I'll get to it. The politicians do that. Help me out here. The politicians do that in America. They stand up and they filibuster. There we go. I'm kind of the filibuster of online media. I can talk you to death. But anyhow, real important. Keywords, keywords, keywords. Why is it so important? Because the internet is a big, big old search engine. People look for your stuff, but if you don't have keywords, they will never find you. It's like having a Ferrari in the garage without wheels and without any gas in the tank, period. You have a great car, super website, super social media, but you didn't think about your keywords, done. Okay, so keywords. Here is the keyword thing. I always tell it's like an equilibrium. Okay, it's really, really important. There is a difference between keywords and keywords. So on one hand, there is the keywords is reachability, okay, or attainability. So in other words, if I have a travel agency, and if I want to come up on the first page of Google with the keyword travels, I will be out of luck. I'm still out of luck. Google is working on that. Okay, to that we get later as well. But to attain the keyword travels as a travel agency is going to be really, really hard. The only way is really to place ads. Okay, online ads, own topic, but we're talking about keywords today. Okay, how to get ranked on Google, and the number one thing is keywords. So travels, not there. Travelocity, Expedia, hotels.com, all those guys already there. You will not have a chance, period. So that's attainability. So that would be too high. The way to check this is you can actually put travels into Google and see how many returns come. It's directly below it. You will see how many returns you get. And I'm pretty sure, I didn't check it out, but for travels, you get 50 million returns. Okay, so 50 million sites have travels on their website, and you're going to be number 25,685,219. So not really a good thing. Okay, on the other hand, is searchability. So attainability on one hand, searchability on the other one. So if I have a keyword, if I come up with a keyword as a travel agency, travels to North Carolina beaches when the sun is going down on Thursday evening, yes, you will show up on number 1 in no time. But who searches that? So you want to have a equilibrium. See it as the Justitia, the lady with the blindfold and having the 2 scales in their hand. Okay, you want to find the middle part here between attainability and searchability. So something that is searched but is also not too high up so you can't reach it. Okay, So these keywords, and I want you to write down 20 of those keywords that you think you should be coming up. So examples. The first thing you want to do is, if you're a local company, you want to have local keywords. So in essence, if you're a taxi cab driver, you have a taxi company in New York taxi driver, New York taxis, New York, we pick you up in New York. Guess what? Searchability also extends to different keywords now. Why? Because now people have Siri or Alexa or whatever, and to the phone they don't say kitchen cabinets. They say, I'm looking for kitchen cabinets in Pinehurst. I'm looking for kitchen cabinets in Atlanta. That's what they will say, and Google again adjusts for that, but sometimes it's okay if you can take those whole sentences as your keywords. Okay, so your number one thing is keywords. Really, really, really important. And most probably in the month of November or something, we're going to talk about website searchability and so forth. So here's number one, is keywords. What else can you do to show up on Google? Well, the other thing is use the Google products. Okay, that's number two. Use Google products. Okay, anybody out there can tell me what the second biggest search engine is? The second biggest search engine after Google. Everybody knows Google is number one. Okay, about 70% of all searches go through Google. But who is number two? Okay, things are coming in. Bing, no. Yahoo, no. Facebook, no. But that's a good one. Okay, remember, it's not only search engines like Bing, Yahoo, Google, I don't know if whoever remembers Alta Vista or Dogpile, all search engines, but they're all search engines directly on the web with their own website. Now the social media websites are also search engines. Remember that. It's really, really important. That's why I want you to get your keywords out on the social media sites as well, especially in your descriptions and everywhere else. Okay, so get listed on Google. Oh, by the way, number two search engine in the world is YouTube. Okay, YouTube. Okay, and YouTube belongs to Google. Okay, I have a lot of finger problems today. Finger right there, because it's so important, and I want to show you that it's really important. And the way Germans do that is to point the finger at you. So anyhow, get Google products. Okay, get yourself listed on Google. A lot of people don't know that if you have Gmail, you already have a Google account. It's not only Gmail or Google Mail or whatever you want to call it, or email with Google. You have an entire Google account. And this Google account comes with tons of applications. And the real important ones are, number one, analytics. Okay, you can put a code on your website, and then in Google Analytics can read out what people are doing on there. I bet you will have 2 or 3 shows alone about Google Analytics. Number two is Google Webmaster Tools. Now that's a little bit more complicated. You have to have a little bit of knowledge with coding and stuff like that, but Google Webmaster Tools. If you have a webmaster, ask him that question. Am I on Google Analytics? Am I on Google Webmaster Tools? Google Webmaster Tools, really important. Basically on Google Webmaster Tools, you tell Google what is on your website. Okay. Number three, real important, Google Plus. Google Plus is kind of the spider web for Google. Okay? Google Plus is the Facebook of Google. And there's also 2 accounts you can have on Google Plus. There's your personal account and there's your business account. Now Google made it nicely and impossible nearly, but now it's Google. I think it's business.google.com. But again, we'll have another full episode on that one. I'm just telling you what is really important, and if you want to research it now, just do it. Okay, Google Analytics, Google Webmaster Tool, Google Plus, Google Business account. Get yourself a YouTube account. Same thing. Okay, I just said YouTube is the second biggest search engine after Google. So you want to have a YouTube account and you want to have videos. And YouTube works the same way as Google with the search engine optimization. Okay, so number one, keywords. Think about 20 to 30 keywords, main keywords, and maybe 50 other keywords. How to check all that and how to do all that, we'll get to that. Number two is set yourself up with Google products. Number three, implement your keywords. Okay, you want to have those keywords, of course, on the website, on the social media, on your blog, everywhere. Okay, so the way to do this, there is 2 things, and if you have a WordPress blog, you might have seen that one. Okay, there's 2 things on each website page. Each website page has to have its own keywords, which are corresponding to the text that is in the pages, in the individual pages. So on the About Us page, it's going to be different than on the home page. You have different text on there, so you want different keywords in there. The keywords have to be, number one, in the title. The title is a short description of the page. So do yourself a favor and do a test and find a website of somebody that you're looking up constantly. If it says on top, okay, and on Chrome it's relatively easy. On Safari you might have to mouse over. If you mouse over the tab in your browser, if you mouse over and wait 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, plop, suddenly the keywords of that website are going to appear. If it says home and then it says North Carolina Travels afterwards, then you know these guys haven't done anything with search engine optimization. They have not optimized their website because their keyword is home. And why is it home? Because it's the home page. That's what WordPress, for instance, does. And a couple of other content management systems do that too. So you want to have a title, and it usually has that in the page, like in WordPress or in Joomla or wherever. Or if you have a web designer, ask him, what are my keywords? Here's a list of keywords that I want you to implement it. If you can't do it, I'll get somebody else, okay? The title has to have your keywords in it, 2 to 3, and it's not only one keyword, it's not only travels, it's North Carolina beach travels, North Carolina city traveling, North Carolina taxi corporation, Raleigh travels, Raleigh travel agency, Charlotte travel agency, Charlotte beach travel agency. Oh my goodness, I could go on forever. Okay, anybody who came up, tonight's topic is right now is 5 things your website needs to show up on Google. Okay, for those people who just came up, number 1 thing is keywords. Okay, you have to be clear about the keywords. Number 2 is get your Google products. Okay, number 3 is implement those keywords on your website. Okay, implement those keywords on your website, and you do that by a title. Okay, and then the next thing is description. Now the description is different to the title. In title you just basically go keyword by keyword or keyword phrase by keyword phrase, and you separate those keyword phrases by dashes or by the smokestack, which is a vertical line. It's actually above the enter key, just above with shift. You separate those. Okay, and on the description it's flowing text. So let's take the travel agency for instance. Let's say he's got 2 longer keywords on there. He's in Raleigh and he wants Raleigh travel agency, and the other thing would be Raleigh, North Carolina beach travel agency. Let's say he has those 2. So then the description would be something like Sunshine Travels offers Raleigh is a Raleigh, North Carolina travel agency which offers North Carolina beach travels in the luxury segment. Let's say it this way. Or full stop. If you're looking for a great vacation space for a great price, please call us, put the number there. Okay, so what we have done here is we've taken the keywords that we have identified, we put them in the title and we put them in the description. And now it's your time to repeat those keywords throughout the text, okay? This is a long topic, it will take forever, but this is number 3. Number 1 is keywords, number 2 is get your stuff listed in Google, number 3 is implementing those keywords in your website. So now you've got 3 really big things already, okay? Number 4 is look if those keywords, and that might be number 2, you know, after you've looked for the keywords, but look if those keywords are actually searched for. The way to do this is, okay, and this is not very easy. Again, you have to use a Google application which is called Google AdWords. Those are the ads, and there's a keyword planner tool in there. If you Google keyword planner tool, it'll come up and you have to sign for Google AdWords. So it's a little bit complicated to get there, but it's an amazing tool. It shows you exactly which keyword is used how many times in the US and worldwide. Say that again. If you put in now, let's say North Carolina beach travel agency, and you put that into Google, the keyword planner tool, you will get exactly the amount that this keyword has been hit in the US and in the world as well, and what the reach is and what the competition is. So we're talking back against for the keywords. Remember, I talked about the equilibrium on keywords, attainability on one hand, and the other hand on searchability. Okay, so for those who came, we're talking tonight about 5 things you need to get your website listed on Google. Number 1 was keywords. Number 2 is check those keywords if they're valid. Number 3 is put your get your Google accounts ready, Google Plus, Google Analytics, Google Webmaster Tools. Again, for those people who came late, this episode will be recorded and afterwards will be right on our Facebook page again. So check that out. That was number 3, and number 4. What was number 4? Come on, help me out here. We had keywords, how to implement them. Google, implement them on your website, implement the keywords on your website. And number 5 is, now you got to spread those keywords, okay? If you have a blog, you want to spread those keywords. If you have social media, you want to spread those keywords. Everywhere, okay? That is another way how to get yourself found to show up on Google, okay? Then afterwards, and that goes kind of with number 5, goes it, find sites that can cross-link to your website, meaning that they have links on their website going to your website. And that's really, really important. Still, it's not as important as it used to be, but it's very important. Now, last but not least, to finish this all up today is, what is Google looking for, okay? Let's go a little bit of a story of Google, okay? How did Google start? In the old days, there was Alta Vista and there was Yahoo. And when you searched for something, you usually got a very non-pleasant site that starts with a P, because those sites knew exactly how to cheat the system. And cheating the system was really easy that time. All you had to do is put those keywords that I've just talked about into your website. Okay, and they basically just spammed the entire website at the end. So here was your website, then there was a lot of white space, and at the end were like 500 keywords. Okay, so you wondered why you get to a not so nice site when you put in tires or baby food. You got to these sites and you didn't know why. Okay, so we're just talking a little bit about history, about search history, how search developed. Okay, so Alta Vista and Yahoo really just searched for keywords. Okay, so if you had 50 times tires on your website, they thought it was a tire site. And if you have 20 times baby food on your site, they thought it was baby food. So what Google did and how Google came up and how Google got so successful was they said, okay, I'm not going to be cheated here. I want you to tell me which keywords are on the site, and that was the title and description. We talked about that right now. And if in the title, if it says tires in there, Google was searching for the entire website if it was about tires. If it was not about tires, it said, you are not a tire site. You are lying to me. Okay? And that's how they got thrown out. And that's how Google got so successful so quickly, because they were checking the whole thing. Now, this has developed over the years into an incredible imperium. I said about 70% of all the searches are on Google, and about 15% of the searches are on on YouTube, sorry, which is the second biggest search engine. So you got on the Google products, which is Google and YouTube, you got over 80% of all the worldwide searches on those two networks. And that has a reason, because Google has developed a really, really cool algorithm over time. And of course, it's always a battle, because those guys will find out what Google is using, then they're using those techniques, then Google will find it out, and so on, so on, so on. But the idea of Google is now to go via engagement. And that's why the social media are so important to push your website, because without social media, your website is kind of a one-legged thing. So what has happened is Google goes via engagement, and engagement is really important for Google. And why? And it's really easy. It's really easy because Google makes money with engagement. The more you're engaged online, the more you see their ads, and the more billions they make with their advertisement. It's really easy. It's just the same thing as Facebook. Facebook wants the same thing, and Twitter wants the same thing. They don't want you to stay on Twitter for 25 seconds. They want you to stay on Twitter for 30, 40 minutes. And how do they do that? By keeping you actively engaged. And if there's profiles out there, profiles that keep you engaged, if there's a Twitter profile, Facebook profile, a website out there that keeps you engaged, and they measure that. Google can measure anything. So they measure how long you're on what page and at what you're looking. So let's say you're staying on a website for 20 minutes. That's great, because the average will be like 2 or 3 minutes. Google will notice that and will see that as a plus on the engagement. Also, they look at social media. So let's say, for instance, you have a Facebook page, and let's say you're a brewery and you got 4,000 people on that Facebook page, and constantly there's like 2,000 to 3,000 people engaging on your page. So that's nearly your entire followership engaging. Now let's say you have Anheuser-Busch, and there's 1 million people, or let's even on Anheuser-Busch, most probably 10 million people like it. But on a constant basis, there's maybe 5,000 or 6,000 people engaged. So now you've got the engagement matrix here. What Google sees is that relative to the amount of likes, the engagement is relatively low on Anheuser-Busch, but it's a lot higher on your little brewery. So what Google wants to do is in the future, they want to push this all up, meaning that the higher the engagement is on your website relatively, okay? Thank you for a thumbs up, Uwe. There we go, from England. Oh no, he's sending me hearts. That's not good. That's not good. Don't do that. But anyway, back to the whole thing. The engagement is so important. So relative engagement, if you have 5,000 people engaging with an Anheuser-Busch site that has 10 million likes, is relatively low in comparison to your own brewery site that maybe has 5,000 likes and 3,000 people engaging with it. And that's what Google wants to do. And Google wants, in the end, wants that to be the major matrix, the major determining factor where to get your Google ranking. So, having said that, it should be possible in the near future for you as a small brewery to get a higher ranking in the search engines than Anheuser-Busch, theoretically. And that's where Google wants to go. And again, it's only because of their business model. They want people to be engaged. That's very easy. Okay, cool. So we're wrapping it up. We had today, just for the people who joined late, we had 5 things your website needs to show up on Google. Okay, let's go through them. Number 1 is keywords. It's pretty obvious, but it's not that easy. Get your keywords straight. Have an equilibrium in them, meaning something between very hard to attain, because yes, I've just talked about it. You know, it's all about engagement, but if you have a keyword travels as a travel agency, you're most probably not going to show up on the first page. But if you have a keyword that says North Carolina beach travels on Thursday afternoon when the sun is going down, great keyword, you will turn up at number 1, but nobody's going to search for it. So you want to look that these 2 keywords kind of meet in the middle. Somewhere like North Carolina beach travels or North Carolina weekend vacation homes on beaches. Something in that direction, okay? And you can check that. So number 1 is keywords. Number 2 is check those keywords. And there's a couple of ways to do that. You can Google it now, but I'm thinking I'm making a Google, topic on in November. I'm kind of veering off a little bit today because usually we have Facebook. I just wanted to crank it down a little bit because we had Facebook the last 6 episodes and I think people are getting tired of it, so I just wanted to do something different today. 1, keywords, 2, check them. Number 3 is implement them on your website, and again, just go back. This thing is recorded, so you can check all I've said and get bored again by going backwards again and checking out what I've said before. I don't want to go all the way through it, so implement them into your website. Title, description, content is very important. Number 4 is get your Google stuff sorted out. That means Google is still the biggest, or is the biggest search engine, together with YouTube, which is also Google. So if you get your Google products, Google Plus, Google Analytics, Google Webmaster Tools, Google Maps, Google AdWords, Google Business Page, and YouTube account, you're automatically in their system. So the more you are in their system, the better your page will be ranked automatically. That's the thing. And number 5 is get an engagement going with your keywords. Get all your keywords out there in the social media sphere, whether it'll be Twitter and Facebook. Always use your keywords again and again and again, because those keywords, Google is going to notice them. And Google is going to rank you for those keywords also with your other profiles. So for instance, if you would look up Tangram Media today, you'll get our page at the first one. The second thing is our Facebook page. The third thing is our LinkedIn page. The fourth thing is our Pinterest page. The fifth page is a company from Holland, which is also called Tangram Media, but they got .nl. Well, forget about those guys. Most probably they're selling some cookies with it, but I don't know. I don't want to be bad to them. They're most probably a media company as well. And so forth. So the entire page is full with our social media profiles as well. So that's really cool, because not only do people only see our stuff if they Google Tangram Media, but also Google notices that we are out there and that we are engaged and that we're putting content on there. And again, remember what I just said. The more engaged people the more content is out there, the more you're updated constantly, the better Google is off and the better Google is going to like you. Okay, I've done a lot of finger pointing today because it's really, really important. That is one of the keystones from everything. If you want to see your house, your media, online media house, the foundation is keywords and how to get ranked. And this was today a very quick episode about that. As I said, you can look it up again. This will be automatically saved on our Facebook profile. I'll save it to our YouTube profile, which is youtube.com/Tangram Media Channel. Our website is tangrammedia.com, TANGRAM media.com. Go on that website. If you have any questions, we're more than happy to answer those questions at any time. Put it into our contact request, or send us an email, or again, use all the social media. Again, the more engagement, the better. Share our stuff, look at it. We have a whole bunch of good posts out there. And if you have any questions, please ask me that, because that's where those questions came from. I got a whole paper stack here of questions that I want to go through my episodes. Okay, so most probably see you tomorrow night, if not latest on Wednesday. Thank you for watching. Sven's Media Madness is calling it a night, and all those people overseas go to bed as well. Have a good one, enjoy yourself, and be safe. Thank you.